Do you want to know how to avoid falling in love with a jerk? Well, let me tell you about this great little book that I've read by Dr. John Van Epp. It's called How to Avoid Falling in Love with a Jerk. And he talks about, in this book, he talks about the relationship attachment model. And this model will help you know what to do or the path that you need to take if you want to make sure that you haven't fallen in love with a jerk. So let's start with that. One of the things that I've talked about in my other videos is like finding the perfect partner, or looking for the ways how to make sure that you are doing the right thing and being yourself, and where you can find your perfect partner. This is about the path that you take once you've met someone. You meet somebody and you want to follow this path. So stay with me so that you'll get all of the pieces, because this is really important. And check out the link below, because I'm going to include the link for the book, Dr. John Van Epp book, How to Avoid Falling in Love with a Jerk. This book talks about the relationship attachment model. And he talks about the very process that we need to follow. The very first thing when you meet someone is you get to know them, right? Hi, I'm Maggie, and you are whoever, John. And so we get to know each other. We shake hands. We say, how pleasant to meet you. What a nice thing. And then we do exchange some niceties, and we know each other very superficially. Where do you go to church? Where do you work? What do you do? What are your interests? Those are all superficial exchanges. And so that's just getting to know somebody. And one of the problems that happens is that we get to know somebody superficially, and then we think we can trust them. And we skip to the end and we jump into bed. That's the hookup society that we live in right now. That's the culture that we have, is this hookup idea that I know you, you're hot, I think you're cute, sexy, whatever, or I'm just horny, but we're going to go hit the sack. We're going to have sex, and it's going to be great. So, because I know you well enough, I can trust you to do that. You know, you look clean. There's not going to be any diseases or any nastiness like that, right? Well, that creates a problem, because by jumping from knowing someone to intimately touching someone, you have necessarily created a detour that has avoided what it really takes to learn to trust someone. And the relationship attachment model says once you get to know somebody, you can start to trust them. And you get to know them a little bit more, and you trust them a little bit more. And it continues that way. And as you trust them a little bit more, you can start to rely on them. So we meet, we exchange niceties, we find that, we have some things in common, we share a few things, and then we get some feedback, and we start to develop a little bit of trust. I tell you something about myself, and you don't humiliate me because of it. I can trust you with certain things, and I can talk to you about certain things, and I can start to rely on you. So I know that when something happens, I can go to you, I can talk to you, that kind of thing, that reliance. I can count on you to show up when you say you're going to show up. You really are someone that I can trust, and you have proven that repeatedly, and I start to rely on you more and more. And as I realized I can rely on you more and more, I start committing more time to you. And so that commitment comes after we get to know someone, and we start to trust them, and we start to rely on them. We start to have a commitment to them. And that commitment is, you are mine, I am yours. We're in an exclusive relationship. The ultimate commitment, of course, is marriage. And so we have this ultimate commitment of marriage, and then we have the touch. We have the intimate touch. We can start having sex, because I know you're not going to go anywhere. You're not going to cheat on me. You are my guy. You're my girl. Whatever that is, we are a pair. We are committed to each other and that we can have that special thing. But what happens again, I'm going to go back, if we circumvent those in-between steps, if we circumvent building the trust, if we never develop that really a sense of reliance and we don't really have that feeling of commitment, then we have sex and all of a sudden now we're jealous. Where are you when you didn't call? You didn't answer my text. You're not here for me. Why aren't you here for me? And there's all this insecurity that gets wrapped up in that. And you both end up acting like jerks. So you need to make sure that you do that. This diagram, okay, so this is the model, and you can see that there is a positive, oh, it's upside down. Whoop. Yeah. So we go from I get to know you, I get to trust you, I get to rely on you, and I have this commitment to you, and I can touch you. I can have sex with you now. You see that there is a positive relationship that is associated. The more I can know you, the more I can trust you. The more I trust you, the more I rely on you. The more I rely on you, the more I'm committed to you. And the more I'm committed to you, the more I can have intimate knowledge, intimate sex with you. So we want to make sure that we fill in all of those blanks, that we don't try to jump ahead. Because when you jump ahead, you don't have a good, solid foundation for your relationship. There's a whole lot more in the book on talking about the way that our bodies respond to sex and the way that it makes it very difficult for us to build trust if we don't already have trust. So you want to make sure that you develop that trust before you have the sex. I know that sounds old-fashioned, doesn't it? Be that as it may, it works. It really, really works. So slow down, put the brakes on a little bit, and take it easy. Don't get in a hurry. You will be able to build a close, loving, trusting relationship. Catch you next time.